Hi, Jamie Benedict here in the Digital Marketing Classroom. Well, I'm not really in the digital marketing classroom today. Right now I'm on vacation, but that doesn't mean that I get to stop working. We are just 7 short weeks away from the start of the school year, and in just a few weeks, I have to deliver a presentation to our staff as they prepare for the digital curriculum. So I figured since I have to work while I'm on vacation, I might as well work outside where I can feel the wind blowing through my hair. Now, the presentation that I'm going to be putting together is on OfficeMix, and this was a program that I thought many of you would like, so I decided to throw this together and give you a little insight into the OfficeMix software. Now, this is a free update on PowerPoint, and if you go to mix.office.com, you can get the download, and it's just going to add a tab into your PowerPoint. But this is going to give you the ability to do interactive online presentations, which is great for those of you that are in the flipped classroom. Now, there are 4 major features that I'm going to talk about in this presentation, and there are several others that I'll put into the blog side so that you can see everything that this has to offer. As we go through the series, I'll try to add a little bit more to OfficeMix so that you get a feel for how each of the features can be used. Now, 2 of the features have people really excited, and that is the slide recording and the screen recording. But to be honest with you, I'm most excited about features 3 and 4 having the analytics and the quizzes and polls. Now, as we look at slide recording, this is a feature that's actually been around in PowerPoint for the last several versions, and I really like this feature. For those of you that are in the flipped classroom, this works out really well because you're going to be able to record not only audio with this, but video through OfficeMix. And that's great in the flipped classroom because as you're doing your presentations, you're still going to be able to get that eye contact with your students. Now, I understand for a lot of people, it can be very discomforting to be in front of the camera. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of it either, but the more you work with it, the better you get with these presentations. The audio is the other side to this that I think we really need to consider when you're putting these presentations together. I've done audio a couple of ways. I've tried it through the iPhone, which has a pretty good recorder on it. I've even used a microphone connected to the iPhone for my recordings. I've used the internal microphone on the computer. In the past, I've also tried a headset like this. I personally don't like this very much. It makes me feel like I'm playing Call of Duty with the students, which is not my area of expertise, but it does have the microphone right here, and it does record very well. What people really like about this is that they're USB, so it's usually pretty easy plug and play, and it works pretty well. Now, today I'm using an external standalone microphone, and this one is also a USB plug and play. I like this one because it does have the windscreen, so when I'm recording outside, you don't pick up all the extra wind going on around it. The windscreen also keeps you from popping your P's, and that's that loud sound that you get when you use the letter P. And it gets kind of annoying when you do your presentations that way. So recording the audio properly is an important part of putting your presentations together if you want your students to be able to follow along with what you're doing. And I really like this particular microphone. Both of these you can get for about $20 or $30. They're not very expensive to get external microphones and really get high quality microphones at that. The second feature with OfficeMix is the screen recording, or what I call screen capture. We looked at this in a previous vlog, and I used the program Snagit. The great thing with OfficeMix as far as the screen recording goes is that it is just like any of the other screen capture programs, Camtasia, Snagit, MOV, AVI. This works exactly the same way, and the best news is that it's 100% free. So that's why I think one of the things that teachers have really liked about screen recording. Now, with this one, this is one area where it actually goes outside of PowerPoint. You can do a screen capture of Word or Excel, and it will post it into PowerPoint, and it'll allow your students to see exactly what it is that you're presenting in your presentation there, and give the kids a little bit of insight if they've forgotten how to do something, or if they missed class that day, they'll actually have access to the information. So I really like the screen capture feature that goes along with the OfficeMix. The third part is actually one of my favorites, and that's the analytics. for those of you that have run a flipped classroom before, you know that when you post the video, you can see how many times your video has been watched, but you can't really see anything else. With OfficeMix, because you're going to load this, or you can load this to Microsoft's website, you can post it into their cloud. Students can log in then, and then you're going to be able to see which students are watching your presentations, how long they're spending on each slide, how many times they're returning to the slides to double check the information. This is going to give you some accountability over the students and really make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing as far as your class goes. And that's going to give you some great data that you can share with the students. And you can also use it, I would say, for a participation grade or something like that, so that you can hold the students a little bit more accountable for watching the presentations when they're supposed to. And another one of my favorite features is the quiz and poll creation. And this is great, again, in the flipped classroom, because the quizzes and polls are going to give you the ability to evaluate your students' knowledge. Now, these can be done both in class and as part of pre-recorded presentations. The one great thing with this is that you're going to get that feedback that allows you to determine whether or not you need to reteach something in your classroom. So as you're watching, or as the kids are watching your presentation in a flipped classroom, you can actually put quiz questions in there that will force them to get a certain number correct before they can move on to the next section. And that holds them accountable for the information, and it lets you know how well they're doing on this, so they can't just go through and skim over the material. They're actually going to have to watch it for the content. You can use this in the classroom to see how well the students are paying attention as well. Now, Microsoft says that you really shouldn't use this as a quiz grade. I'm not sure exactly why they take that stance, because I think if the questions are good enough, I think it's a great way to do a quiz grade. Now, this is not like Kahoot. It's not going to give you that instant feedback that Kahoot gives, where you can go over the question by question. When I emailed Microsoft about this, they said that it updates about every 15 minutes or so. I would say certainly by the end of the day, you're going to have your data, and that's going to allow you to make your plans for the next class period. But quizzes and polls are going to be a great way to find out where your students are. And those of you that are on Marzano, or maybe any of the other evaluation systems, one of the things that they ask for is, how are you measuring students' understanding? Well, this is going to be the way that you do that. It should help you out in your teacher evaluations as well, because it's going to be very evident when you're doing this. Now, I'm going to be doing these presentations for the teachers on campus. I'll try to record those and post them for you in smaller segments so that you can see exactly how this is all done. And I'll try to put together some tutorials on OfficeMix. But don't forget to read the blog that goes along with this to give you a little bit more insight. Don't forget to follow on Facebook at facebook.com/Digital Marketing Classroom. You can also follow on Twitter at DIGMKTGCLASS, or on Instagram at Digital Marketing Classroom. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get the updates as the videos are posted. Thank you for joining me in the Digital Marketing Classroom today. I'm Jamie Benedict, and we'll see you next time.